Hey everyone, ArchTalko here, welcome you back to Destiny. In the previous episode, we got through the final strike on Venus, so you know what time it is. It is patrol time. Today, not only am I going to be informing you on the locations of the golden chests on Venus that I was a complete goob about and completely forgot to actually show during the story missions, whoops-a-daisy. But we're also going to be finally recapping the story all the way from the moon to where we are now, the end of Venus, because last patrol mission was me just kind of complaining about my criticisms with Destiny. Click here to check it out if you already haven't, it's pretty good. But yeah, I didn't actually recap the story, so whoops-a-daisy, my bad. So before we get into things, first off, here are those dang fangled chests. Alright, so first off, the first chest that I was just a complete goob and totally forgot is going to be in Winter's Lair. If you follow the trail around the outside of the cavern until you reach that like upper outlook, if you look around, you'll actually be able to like jump across the ledge and snag this golden chest. Boom. This chest, like the previous one, you can actually get during the Archon pre-strike or during the story mission where you fight Draxus, the Kell of the Fallen House of Winter. So for this one, if you fight your way onto the catch, you can actually turn over to the right, and like if you go to the back of the ship and drop down to that like lower lip area, the chest will be smack dab right there, cash money flowing in. The next golden chest that I missed can actually you can do this normally during the patrol, but I just find this to be a lot easier if you just start up the Nexus strike. If you go into the area where you're first fighting the 3 servitors and go like within the building to the right when you first enter that area, there's going to be a bunch of cubicles. If you go to this specific cubicle, the chest will be waiting right there for you. Yeah. Last but not least, and what I think is probably the trickiest one, if you do the story mission for the Ishtar Collective and enter Campus 9. Now this one did actually take me a while to find. But there's going to be this building that's kind of next to a waterfall. You might have to do a little bit of looking around for it. But when you find it, the gold chest is going to be sitting next to the structure, like on the other side, if that makes sense. That's why I got this video going. We got visual references. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah. And without further ado, let's get back into that story. So, picking up after we accidentally unleashed Rasputin, we're then sent to the moon. We're told to search for a lost guardian who went missing on their search for the Temple of Crota. As fate would have it, we find the guardian dead in front of the temple. This triggers a hive onslaught.
We've woken the hive!
But not before a mysterious stranger watches us from afar. Surviving the hive attack, we then discover the guardian's ghost, extract all that informaciones, and learn that the hive are planning to invade Earth for a newly raised army. We take this information back to the Vanguard, who sends us to infiltrate Hellmouth, the Hive's main stronghold on the moon. Our goal is to find the World's Grave, this library containing everything the Hive compiled about Earth and its inhabitants. Once it's located, we extract the archive and send it to the Cryptarch. So while we wait for him to finish, we go on a bunch of side missions to further drive a wedge in the Hive's resources. A cherished Hive relic capable of imbuing the bear with dance.
God, careful. Its power is dark.
I feel the power of dance. And killing thousands of guardians is destroyed. A shrine devoted to the Hive's godlike figure Oryx is also destroyed. The Cryptarch then finishes decoding the information gained from the World's Grave and learns of a deadly plan. The Hive have been directly attacking the Traveler from within their Hellmouth. We urgently descend into the Hellmouth, but are interrupted before heading within its depths by the Stranger. She asks us to find her on Venus and warns us of even greater threats if we manage to survive the Hellmouth. We confront 3 Siphon Witches
Pooped on another hive.
in order to stop some ritual from happening on an object in the center. It turns out, this object was a shard of the Traveler itself, and that the Hive are draining its light in an attempt to keep it crippled. With the Hive out of the way, we set our scope for Venus. Venus was once the home of the Ishtar Collective, a Golden Age research group whose findings are slowly being consumed by the planet itself. We follow the stranger's transmission location and stumble into an ambush of Vex. After surviving this onslaught, the stranger reveals herself, makes Dinklebot give some of his best dialogue in the game.
I wasn't talking to you, little light.
I'm a ghost, actually.
But more importantly, reveals that the Vex are what she wanted us to see. She explains that a place called the Black Garden is responsible for what's preventing the traveler from healing itself. In order to find a way back to the Black Garden, we must consult the reborn Awoken Empire. Fortunately, the Awoken know how to get into the Black Garden. Unfortunately, they're kind of full of sass.
We don't.
And send us on what's basically a suicide mission in search of a Gate Lord's head. With that in mind, we return to Venus and embark on several adventures to gain some more intel on the Vex. By confronting Draxus, Kel of the Fallen House of Winter, we impede the Fallen's progress on stealing the Ishtar Collective's archives of information. By liberating said archives, we learn of a Vex stronghold labeled the Vault of Glass. We also learn the very nature of the Vex themselves. They operate as a single mind across 1 million units, are capable of time travel, and are embedded within every planet. The Ishtar Research Center also reveals how to summon a Gate Lord and the location to do so, the Endless Steps. Upon arriving, we're greeted by a whole bunch of Vex Goonies. At the top of the steps lies the summoning point for Zydron, the Gate Lord. After a disappointing battle, but with rockin' music, we snag the head, bring it back to the Awoken. The Queen's brother, referred to as the Crow? Yeah, I don't get it either. Retrieves the Gate Lord's eye, reluctantly gives us the Black Garden's location on Mars, and bids us to leave. Before we can leave, we're told we owe a debt to her. Can I hear it? Can you hear it? There's the DLC money rolling in. Oh yeah, baby. And there you have it. We are now officially caught up. Anyway, that is gonna be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching me play and say. Yeah, mostly say actually. Next episode, we're gonna be going to Mars. We're gonna be trying to find our way into the Black Garden. And all in all, it is gonna be a good, juicy time. You guys excited? I know I am. I know I have jam. What kind? Grape.